Hi guys, so a few people have asked me for a coffee cups and cigarettes tutorial, so I thought I'd give it a go, see how it goes. So with this song, we've got a capo on the first fret of the guitar. The first few chords that we're using, that sort of form the backbone of the song really, are G, B minor, C, and D. So I'll just play through the first riff so we get a sense of how it sounds. So let's sort of break that down. So starting with the G chord, first chord of the song, we begin by plucking the low E string. Then we miss out a string, go straight to the D string, and then up to the B string. So they're the first three notes. And then we come down one string to the G string, and then back to the D string. So we got, and then we go up to the high E string. So there we've got the first 6 notes of the song. And then after that, we come back to the G string, then the D string, then the B string, then G, D, G. So it's quite a, when you sort of spell it out, there's quite a few notes in there, but it's not as tricky as it seems. So I'll just play it through slowly. So that's the first chord, the G string. I'll play it through once more. Then we change to the B string. Sorry, B minor chord. So how we pluck that, the B minor chord, you can play the B minor chord in different ways. Some people play it as a bar chord. I play it slightly differently. I just tuck my thumb over. So my thumb's covering the covering the second fret of the A string, and then using my main fingers to sort of form the backbone of the chord. So we're sort of using a similar picking pattern here, but instead of starting on the low E string, we're starting on the A string. So the first 3 notes of that chord are A string, then D string, and then B string. And then we come down to the G string, then the D string again, and then up to the high E string. So they're the first 6 notes of that chord. Let's just go through that. So we've got, and then to finish off the chord, same as the G chord that we started with, we've got G string, D string, B string, then G, D, G. So I'll just play through that slowly. So it's quite similar to the G chord, just with starting with the A string rather than the low E. So let's put those two chords together. So we've got, and then we carry on the pattern, move into a C chord. So we're picking exactly the same strings as we were for the B minor chord. So starting on the A string, so we've got A string, D string, then up to the B string, and then G string, D string, high E. So that's the first half of the C chord. Let's play through that. And then the second half of it is the same as the other chords. So that's G string, D string, B string, G string, D string, G string. So let's put all of that together, the first three chords. And then we finish with a D string, D chord, sorry. So obviously with a D chord, usually we're just sort of playing the top four strings, so slightly different picking pattern. We play the D string, which is the third string up twice, before going up to the B string, so we got, and then we come down to the G string, and then we go back to the D string, and then up to the high E string. So putting those few notes together first, we got, that's the first half of the D chord, and then we go back to the G string, back to the D string, up to the B string, and then G string, D string, G string. So we've got that once more. So that's the basic riff, putting that together. I hope that makes sense. It's quite hard to explain sort of verbally. So I'll play through it once more all together. That's the main riff. So obviously the intro is just playing that once through, and then the first verse, obviously we sing over that. So we got coffee cups and cigarettes upon the balcony, a lost philosophy, breaking down summer frown has got the best of me. Won't you confess to me? So that's the verse, and then we do the same for the chorus. You don't need me to function anymore. Take the keys and lock the door. You don't need me to function anymore. Take the keys and lock the door. And then we hold the D note of the D chord. I'm going out of my mind. And then we go into the strumming. And for the strumming, it's just exactly the same chords. G, B minor, C, and D. Glass of wine at 5 to 9 in the morning, and so on. So after that becomes a bit more straightforward. And then obviously the bridge, I'll put the chords in the description for that, slightly different. Take a look at me now, I never really made you proud. We got C, D, G. I've been floating on the clouds. B7. Clouds of black and grey. So just leave me here like this, without a lover's goodbye kiss. You know I'd only take the piss. So actually, you know, on the end it goes, you know I'd only take a piss. Ends on a D rather than a B7. So we can play one B7 in the bridge. I'm going out of my mind. And then we go back into the chorus. Then we play through the chorus strumming, and then the song finishes with that riff again. So there we go, that's the song pretty much. So yeah, the riff is the trickiest bit. Leave a shout in the comments if you've got any questions. I hope it helps a little bit. It's pretty hard to explain. First video doing this sort of thing. So yeah. But yeah, hope that helps.